put it up here so you can see it. There it is. Mark 14 and 12. And I'm going here so that the places where you think there's a conflict, it can easily be cleared up for you. Because each of the disciples give different accounts. And you have to go into the Greek to resolve it. And we here, as the elders of the Gathering of Christ Church, is going to make it clear for you. And now this wouldn't have been possible if the Most High didn't give us our Sabbaths back and the correct cycle according to that 364 days. Till this day, even Christians are still arguing the day of Christ's resurrection and arguing the day of his death because they don't follow Sabbaths. Now, let's read Mark 14 and 12, and let's resolve this for the brothers and sisters. Read it.
St. Mark chapter 14, verse 12. In the first day of unleavened bread.
Hold up. They give it here for you, elder lawyer. I'm all over the place, right? Read it.
Yes, sir. St. Mark chapter 14, verse 12. In the first day of unleavened bread, when they killed the Passover, his disciples said unto him, Where wilt thou that we go and prepare that thou mayest eat the Passover?
Now, how do we know that this is not saying, and the first day of unleavened bread, when they killed the Passover? How do we know this conversation with the disciples could not have been the first day of unleavened bread when they killed the Passover? Why? Because the chief priest already said that we have to kill Christ before the feast. Right? He already said we can't kill him. We have to kill him before the feast.
So it cannot be the first day.
So it cannot be the first day of unleavened bread here. So how do you resolve it? You now go to the Greek and break it down. And the first, which means what? When it says the first, it tell you before. That Greek word is protos, which also can be translated before the day of unleavened bread. When they would kill the Passover, his disciples said unto him, Where wilt thou that go and prepare that thou mayest eat the Passover? It's saying before. It's not saying and the first day of unleavened bread, because this isn't the first day of unleavened bread. The first day of unleavened bread would begin when? You got it. Sundown Friday to sundown Saturday would be the Passover, and then the Feast of Unleavened Bread would come in. So it's not saying, brothers and sisters, that this conversation happened the first day of unleavened bread. We look at that first, it's before the day of it says, and before, not first, the day of unleavened bread, they killed the Passover. Before they killed the Passover, the disciples said unto him, Where wilt thou that we go and prepare that thou mayest eat the Passover? So this is still talking about the conversations that's going on within that week. Before Friday sundown comes in.
And also,
okay,
could I add, to prove that the word there, Petros.
Hold on, let me get it for you.
Yeah, to prove that the word Petros can also be used as the word former or before. When you go to Revelations 21, verse 4, it reads, And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain. For the former things, the Greek word there is Petros. Former things, so the word before is mean prior or before.
Prior to or before.
Before.
Exactly.
The former things are passed away.
Matthew 26:2.
So which is the G, the word there, Petro, which is G4413. It's the same word. It could be used first or former.
Exactly.
It's interchangeable.
So it'll throw off the time, brothers and sisters, if you think it's saying first day of unleavened bread. And that's the conflict that's within theology, the theologian Christian church till this day.
Right.
In the confusion of Christ's resurrection or his death. They can't resolve that particular verse.
Right. And also, could I add, that's
Yeah.
why in John 13, it doesn't say the first day, it says before. And that word there, now before the feast day of the Passover, when Yeshua knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of the world unto the Father, having loved his own with which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. When you read the next verse, it says, now after the supper,
Exactly.
Judas, the saint got into Judas.
Yeah, I was gonna get there. You get it.
But the word there before is
Yeah.
connected to the word Petros.
Yes.
They're sisters' words. The word there before is G45 55. They're connected with the word Petro, which is mean before. It's connected when you look into the Strongs.
Exactly. And what day this actually happened on, when you look at your 7 days, that would be from Wednesday sundown into Thursday sundown.
Right.
So now we're coming up to 1 day before Christ is actually taken by the Pharisees and scribes Thursday night, fulfilling their oath one amongst another to kill him before Friday sundown. Go to Matthew 26:2. And Elder Gabar, I need you in the Bible, right where you were.
Mm-hmm.
But you was right on point, but I just wanted to line them up for him.
Yep.
John 13:1 and 2.
Okay.
Right? Let's get this first. We're almost finishing up, folks. I'm gonna show you. We're just lining up Christ's last 7 days for you, according to the Bible. Read.
St. Matthew chapter 26, verse 2.
Come on.
Ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified.
Come on.
Then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas.
Come on.
And consulted that they might take Yeshua by subtlety and kill him.
And kill him, read.
But they said, not on the feast day.
But not on the feast day, read.
Lest there be an uproar among the people.
Lest there be an uproar amongst the people, read on.
Verse 6. Now when Yeshua was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper,
Come on, keep on going.
there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat.
As he sat at meat. Read on.
Verse 8. But when the disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yeshua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always.
Come on.
For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached.
And that's why we're mentioning her tonight. Mm-hmm. Wherever this gospel shall be preached, Christ said, do what?
There shall also this that this woman have done be told for a memorial of her.
We must remember this time, this anointment for Christ's burial every Passover. Now, why am I bringing this out? You don't hear about this memorial in the Passover that was given to Moses in the Old Testament. See? So we're showing you how Christ confirmed, added to, and began to bring you the true understanding for why the Passover was given to Moses. It was all leading up to a prophecy of the Lamb, the Most High's Lamb, being sacrificed for the sins of the nation. So this is now what's going on now. From this day forward, the disciples would be doing the Passover, remembering the Passover in the spirit of Christ and his resurrection, his death and resurrection for the nation, and with the memorial of his burial. They'll have that as part of their church ceremony. While the Pharisees and scribes who denied Christ would still be doing what? Exactly the traditions of the Old Testament. And I'm going to highlight why that's important, but I'm just showing you how now things are starting to change as far as the functions of the church and how the Israelites in the church celebrate the holy days and traditions, opposed to the Pharisees and scribes who only believed in the old covenant, right? Mm-hmm. Now, go to St. John 13:1 again for me, Elder.
Okay. So I'm in John 13, verse 1.
Yes.
Reads, now before the feast.
Now before the feast, read.
Of the Passover.
Of the Passover.
When Yeshua knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world.
Come on.
Unto the Father, having loved his own, which were in the world, he loved them unto the end.
Come on.
And supper being ended.
And supper being ended, read.
The devil having now put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him.
So now we see the Spirit is in Judas to betray Christ. Read.
Yeshua knowing that the Father have given all things unto his hand.
Come on.
And that he was come from the Father and from God and went into God. He raised from the supper and laid aside his garment and took a towel of girdle himself, Salakia. After that, he poured water into a basin.
A basin, read.
A basin, and began to wash the disciples' feet.
Now, why am I going into this? This is the Last Supper. This is before the feast. Mm-hmm. So this is showing us what? This is Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Thursday evening.
Thursday evening, which is what? You got it. Thursday would be the 12th. You're looking from Wednesday sundown to Thursday sundown is the 12th. Okay. And a matter of fact, no. It's Thursday sundown. I got it written down here.
Yeah.
Which would be what? The 13th that night.
Right. 13th that night.
The 13th that night. One day before the 14th day. Mm-hmm. Lining right up with the conspiracy of the Pharisees and scribes and the chief priests to kill him. Mm-hmm. We're knocking down all these days here. Now we're in the 13th day, Thursday, which will lead into what? Friday the 13th. Because our holy days or our days are from sundown to sundown. Right. We're now within that 13th day on your calendar, if you've purchased that calendar to understand the weeks of Sabbaths.